Red Scare was a nationwide panic in which the American people feared a communist revolution. Americans were very suspicious of communist acts. This historic event during the early 1920s only foreshadowed what would soon be known as the Great Depression. During this event, the Palmer raids and the Sacco-Vanzetti crime and trial only existed in frightening times. Although the much sought-after time of boom and bust was slowly forming, this major event only hindered the takeoff into a bigger and brighter future in American history. On November 7, 1919, A. Mitchell Palmer ordered a group of raids. The raids were on different offices of the Union of Russian Workers in 12 different cities. In about 7 weeks later, 249 immigrants were being deported to Russia. In January of 1920, Palmer ordered more raids on headquarters of various radical organizations. In those raids, more than 6,000 people were arrested. In that same month, 5 members of the legislature who were part of the Socialist Party were expelled. 32 states over the next few months passed different laws saying that it was illegal to join groups advocating any kind of revolution. The Palmer raids continued on until the spring of 1920.
In the year of 1927, 2 Italian immigrants living in Massachusetts were tried and executed for murder and armed robbery. These 2 men, Ferdinando Nicolai Sacco and Bartolome Vanzetti, were accused of robbing Slater Morrill Shoe Company in Braintree, Massachusetts, as well as the murder of Frederick Parmenter, who was a cashier, and Alejandro Berardelli, who was a security guard. These 2 men were arrested in Brockton, Massachusetts, on May 5, 1920, after appearing at a garage to pick up a car that police believed was used in the robberies. Sacco and Vanzetti both had pistols on them.
I would not wish to a dog or a snake, to the most low and misfortunate creature of the earth. I would not wish to any of them what I have had to suffer for things that I am not guilty of, but my conviction is that I have suffered for things that I am guilty of. I am suffering because I am a radical, and indeed I am a radical. I have suffered because I am an Italian, and indeed I am an Italian. If you could execute me 2 times, and if I could be reborn 2 other times, I would live again to do what I have done already.
It was on August 23, 1923 that Vanzetti and I were killed by means of electric chair. To this day there is still controversy to whether or not we are still innocent. No one has ever been able to prove that we shot and killed anyone. Their information is always contradicted. There are only 2 people to this day that know the truth in our story, and those 2 people were electrocuted. Following the 2 trials was the bombing of Citibank and the Bank of America in Buenos Aires, Argentina by Serviano de Giovanni. This bombing was an apparent reaction of protests against the Sacco-Vanzetti verdict. A few weeks after their executions, Sacco's widow contacted Giovanni thanking him for his courageous actions. Although both were sentenced to the electric chair, Sacco and Vanzetti died a peaceful death. Before his death, Sacco said, "Viva Anarchia," meaning "Live Anarchy," and "Farewell mi madre," meaning "Goodbye my mother." Although both men were put to death for a stereotypical label, both were later proven innocent by the modern sciences of the changing century. Although the Red Scare thankfully didn't last more than a year, other than the trials and the aftermath, the year that did take place in was one of the most panicking and frightening events in the changing decade. Through the beginning of the Red Scare, the Palmer raids, and the Sacco-Vanzetti crime and trial, all of the anarchist protests seemed to combine to form an alliance of our nation. Despite our panic, we still seem to fight against the revolution and show other nations, especially communist ones, that Americans can indeed fight against anything to produce a more stable nation for the betterment of mankind.